expand it.
Yes.
Hello, everyone.
Hi, everybody.
I'm Steve.
And I'm Mark.
And this is SmokeySteveAndMarc.
Oh, yes, it is.
Welcome or welcome back.
Yes, hello.
Happy Tuesday?
Yes, Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Yeah, it is. It's Tuesday.
It's been a day.
Yeah, it has been. This is the first time I think we're back to like our regular video since we've been away and everything, isn't it?
Yeah, well, last
week it feels like the backdrop's back. We're sitting. We're like,
well, we were traveling, and then we did our usual.
Oh yeah, life
caretaking, foodie beauty, live,
all that stuff,
and the Mondays with Mark. So we haven't actually just
sat down and
without a theme, just
did
sat
like
and talked.
Yeah, right.
So
it's good. We're back.
Yeah,
this
which is good. Yeah. So how are you?
Probably as good as you.
Yeah. Well, how are you? We'll start with you, because
I
I know how I'm doing.
Yeah. I hope you're doing good. It's nice to see you. Aw.
Yeah. Well, on a high note, I made coleslaw. We'll start with the high point of the day today. I made coleslaw out of a cabbage from the garden. So, there's that.
Yeah, and it looks good too. It looks just like KFC.
Yeah.
Like you did it that way.
I used
it
the
looks
food,
good.
First time ever using a food processor.
Ever? Really?
Yeah. Well, we never had one growing up.
Oh.
Our blender was a relic. Like, my parents' blender, I think, was a wedding gift. And I was still using it sometime around the year 2005.
Yeah.
So, it was an old appliance.
I use my food processor for as a blender and a food processor. I don't usually just get... Although I suppose if I was to crush ice, I probably would want a blender.
Yeah. But put that right up against I woke up with hiccups. Like, first breath, before even the first sip of coffee, the first drag of a cigarette, before anything. That was how I started the day. Involuntary spasm. So, that set the tone.
That set your day.
That set the day. The first few sips of coffee were gurgled. Have to wait to see.
Yeah.
And I have a hard time getting rid of them. I was home alone, so it's...
You haven't had them in a while, but when you get them, you get them
When I get them, they last like a day.
Yeah.
Off and on. They'll last all day. And you always try to scare me, and it doesn't work.
I'm all like, boo, and it doesn't work.
And I got so many psych meds just coursing through. I mean, you could light my head on fire, and I probably wouldn't know. But, so that set the tone. And then it was just, like, construction here today. Loud. They start at 7 a.m. But they end up...
Do you remember that? I think it was a month or two ago when they had the whole front all ripped up, and we were pretty much complaining about it every day because the road in the front of our build, it ripped up.
Like,
and
6 feet down, you can see ripped.
But early in the morning, loud noise, and you know, the mail's in a row, everything is messed. Then it stopped.
And now they're back.
And now they're back.
But they work odd hours, like 7 a.m. Okay, that's early for me, because I don't need to be up that early. You're already up by then.
I'm up by them, but I still don't think they should be doing it.
But
It is very loud.
But by 10:30, they're done. And so I don't know where they went for the rest of the day. And then yesterday, two of them were fighting about politics on the small side street next to our house, screaming at each other, which was funny, because it's nice to hear.
Was there a Trump supporter and a Biden supporter?
Yeah.
Ah, that's always a good
They
fight.
were bickering. We have Trump coming into the area within the next couple days, too.
Yes,
Thursday, he's making a couple stops around Scranton. Won't be a big rally, because no one's having big rallies right now.
Right.
He's stopping at a couple industrial plants, I think. So, I took the afternoon off. I'm like, I can't. I don't have the interest.
Today?
Yeah. I don't have the strength to fight for a level of sanity that I can work with.
Right.
I'm doing just enough to stay out of bed right now. So we're going to take it off my plate. I had an hour of flex time because I do my mental health discussion groups in the evening via Zoom. So I have like overtime. So instead of taking the pay for it, I can take time off. So I took a couple hours off from that and then a couple hours of paid time off, stitched it all together, and took the afternoon off when I made said coleslaw and took a nap. And now you're home.
No, home, yeah.
You've had a rough few days.
Yeah.
Actually, week, maybe.
Yeah. I guess it's time for real talk, right? We haven't had a real talk in a while.
We haven't. Well, we try to, you know.
And it's so funny, whenever something happens and I don't disclose it in a video, I feel like I'm lying, or I feel like I'm hiding something, or I mean, I don't tell you every single thing that happens. Like, you know, I peed at 7 o'clock this morning. I mean, you know what I mean? Like,
what do you mean? You didn't tell me.
Right.
You think you know your partner,
See?
right? You think you do.
True, I know.
As my other phone rings in the background.
I know, I'm hearing that. What is that? That's his work phone going off.
That's my side boy phone. That's when the other guy calls.
That's more like it. Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway.
But I had, well, alright, very quickly, and I know people have been asking about my health and I haven't really talked about it either, because it's a hard thing to talk about that, because I don't want pity, like it's not like a pity party, or like, I don't want to be like a chronic complainer, you know, or anything like that, too, but people are interested in what's happening and how I'm doing. So, I mean, I got to keep that in mind, too.
Yeah.
But it's uncomfortable to talk about like that, in a way. But, like I always say, you know what? If somebody can relate to it, it's, I mean, that's why, you know, you talk. But on the subject of real talk, yeah, it's gotten to my head now, because it's a physical thing. But I was doing well. The last time I checked in with my health, it was my knee. You know, with this type of disease, you think you have the symptoms down and you know what they are, and then something different happens.
Yeah.
And then you're like, what the hell is that? Because I never had problems with my knees before, ever. Never in my life. And they were swollen. Well, my right knee was swollen, and then I was very unsteady. You know, I was worried about it, and then they did the change in meds and all that stuff, and it seemed to dissipate a little bit. The swelling was still there, but nonetheless, I was still a little shaky. Like, I was worried, like, if there's something slippy or something like that. You know, I don't know. But anyway, while we were away, last Monday, I fell. And, actually, we were trying to get a picture.
You can see the picture that happened seconds before he fell.
We were at that covered bridge, and I went underneath it to take a picture, and it was very slippy. And I went down hard, I admit it. I landed on my, right here, on my, I guess, rib cage. That
it's like way up here when you're telling me where it hurts. And then it wraps.
And it goes around the front to the back. And it hurt bad for a couple days. And then, Friday, it seemed like, oh, wow, it was very different. I felt better. I'm like, okay, you know, it's going to matter. But... And then I went to bed. I felt Saturday morning I woke up and it was worse than it was the day it happened, and I was having trouble breathing and it hurt. And I even said to him, I think that I may have to go to the hospital today. And I'm not one for the hospital, but it was scary, you know. But I didn't go, and Sunday was about the same as Saturday, and then yesterday it felt a little better. You know, and today felt like yesterday. I guess I'm healing. It's feeling a little bit better, you know. But anyway, you know, I woke up this morning and I have a sty in my eye.
I wouldn't have noticed unless you said something. I really wouldn't.
But I have drops for it, so it's okay.
I have leftovers from my last sty,
But I've never had any of this stuff before. And what I meant by it's getting into my head is that I'm starting to... I understand how it's all getting to my head, but if I take a step back and look at it, like remove myself, like detach and look at it, I'm like, okay, I get why my mind is going where it's going, and it's been going downhill. You know, quickly, and I'm trying to keep it together, but I get it, you know, I just can't do the things that I did before. I'm constantly, like, watching out, like, so I don't fall, and, you know, I have a sty in my eye. I never had a sty in my entire life. In the past 2 years, I've had 2. Now, that's not bad, but, I mean, it starts to weigh on you, and then I have a birthday coming up. And, you know, it's the big one. It's the 5-0. And, you know, it's like, what, 2 weeks away?
About.
And, you know, so that starts to go in my head. Like, half of my life is over. Actually, more than half of my life is over. And, you know, where am I at in life? Look, I'm not going, like, what is the quality of my life? This is going to continue to get worse. I've already determined that all of this is going to continue to get worse, I don't know. Do you know what I mean? Like, it can just build on each other.
Yeah.
And this is why I'm saying it, because I'm sure people can relate. I'm hoping people can relate.
Mm-hmm.
So, trying to reel it in and keeping it together, the only thing that has worked for me is to detach myself and, like, look at myself as I'm another person in a way.
Yeah.
And, like, so I get it. I get why I'm getting in my head. I always had kind of an issue with age to begin with, but I'm cool with it. I'm not, but I'm still going to be 50.
Yeah.
And I still do have some underlying issues that are lifelong and going to have to be managed.
Yeah.
I suppose it's all how you view it and how you react to it and your attitude towards it. And I try to be positive. I do. But sometimes it's hard,
But your age, you don't have, like, age-related health issues.
No, actually, the doctor was
They're
like,
actually
you're kind of young for this.
They're actually exclusive. Like, people have already a lot of different ages.
A lot of different. No, I know what you're saying and everything, but, like, when the doctor starts talking about things like lumbar punches and spinal taps and things like that, I start to get a little bit freaked about it, and I'm like, I don't want to have to do that stuff. Like, I don't. When did I become like 90 years old? Like, it's a default.
Well,
thought. Like,
yeah.
when
Like,
I mean, on the subject of age, I mean, I don't feel that way, and I've never looked at someone else who was 50 or any older as being feeble or less than or anything like that ever. But when I view myself,
I don't think of me as old.
No, you're not.
I don't think of you as old.
You're not. I'm not. But I don't know. It's just where my head goes. I think it's kind of like when you're conditioned at a very young age to kind of think a certain way or act like, I don't know. It's hard to break that even years later, when you work through it and all of that stuff,
I think it's also probably pretty understandable, though, to feel a certain kind of way about having a lot of mental health or physical health diagnoses all at the same time and having to juggle the kind of medical issues and treatments. I mean, you have as many medical appointments as some senior citizens. Because they have,
I do.
Because they tend to have more co-occurring health problems than younger folks like yourself.
Yes, right.
So,
I just feel like since the whole pandemic started, I feel like I've been on hold, so to speak.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, I think we're just treating things because they're still limiting office visits and stuff now. And matter of fact, they reduced it back down to 25% again. So the majority of it is telemedicine and Zoom interviews and meetings and things like that again. But, and it's just like, I don't know. And then, like, I'm one of our people are on vacation this week, like I was last week, and I'm doing her job plus my job, which is the money, the finance part of it, the appointment part of it, dealing with insurance companies and rehabs and doctors, like that kind of thing. And I know how to do it, but I don't have a lot of experience doing it. So it's overwhelming and very busy. Like, I'm at work right to the end, I was able to leave early a lot, but not this whole week, So work is a little bit kind of overwhelming this week. So what I'm saying is that I can understand, I guess, how I'm getting a little nuts in the head,
Yeah.
And then when I think about my birthday, it's like, and see, there's that too, instead of, well, your birthday's coming up. It's a milestone. It's a positive. I don't know. It's just something I'm struggling with.
Well, that's a pretty full plate.
And I think that the physical thing that happened this week really was just added to it.
Well, intense lingering pain is...
It wouldn't go away.
Yeah.
Nothing I took went away. I mean, I won't, of course, get pain meds or anything like that. I mean, even if I had a broken rib, what were they going to do? They were going to give me some type of pain med or something,
Yeah, when I broke mine, they gave me Vicodin.
And I'm not doing that. But
we were trying to guess at the cause. I've had broken ribs before. I gave it to myself coughing when I had pneumonia once. You were there.
I was there.
I had just gotten out of rehab for like a month, and then I need to go to the ER with vague back pain. How junky is that? My back hurts.
Yeah.
10 out of 10. Do you got any pills?
Yeah.
And I had cracked my 9th and 10th rib, coughing. But I've also had costochloiditis, is it? And that hurts about the same, but the pain goes away faster, where I just ripped it away. I had that happen in another rehab where I was, and they gave me a shot of Toradol, and I thought I could see through time because it burned so bad. So I'm only guessing at what could hurt. But we've been using all sorts of balms and treatments and trying to keep it manageable.
Yeah.
And keeping the hospital open as an option if it gets worse.
If it gets worse. I mean, if it gets worse, I'm going to have to go because I tell you, the weekend, the pain did not go, it was constant. There was no break to it at all. I couldn't find a position to sit or lay or do, even walking, like, it sucked. And then I'm thinking, you know, I'm so stupid that I fell in the first place. I should have known better.
I fell right after you.
He came running
I came running to help.
Boom.
Like a Benny Hill sketch.
Yep.
Kaboom, right down after.
Or those fails. We've been watching those fails.
All the
videos.
fails we watch.
How many have we seen that happen?
It happens so easily.
Boom! Hit the ground, you know.
Next thing you know, we're both standing by the car with towels and bottles of water because I had mud all the way down,
and everything.
Changing our shirts by the side of the road because we were covered.
Yeah,
covered. You'd think we were in like a sty on a farm, covered in mud.
Yeah,
all part of the experience. If we weren't injured, well, I wasn't injured. If you weren't injured, it would have been a funnier story.
It would have been a funnier story, but it turned out to be a week of, it just sucked, you know?
Yeah.
And then I want to try to put on a good face, like at work and for videos and things like that, you know, and like Mondays with Mark yesterday. Oh, I'm glad you guys liked that, by the way. Thank you. I've been trying to put more time into Mondays with Mark, like more, like a special, you know how we used to do the specials?
Yeah.
Well, like I'm trying to put more time into at least Mondays with Mark. Anyway, that's beside the point. But it took a long time to videotape that because I just couldn't do it as fast, so to speak, you know.
Yeah.
But I don't know. But anyway, on the subject of my birthday, we discussed my birthday's on September 6th, which is a Sunday.
So we'll have
a live stream. So we thought we would do, you know, my 50th birthday party live stream because I really, honestly, I was like, that's so nice. And it made me feel better because I'm like, I can't think of any way that I would like to celebrate my 50th birthday than with you guys, for real. I think that would be so nice.
I think so too.
We'll have some cake and ice cream.
I'll make a cake.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll make a dump cake.
Maybe. Great.
It's that or nothing. So
okay, we'll have a dump cake then.
Unless you want like
I'll get some ice cream.
Twinkie with a candle in it.
No.
So
no.
Well, I'll make some sort of cake for the occasion.
Yeah.
And we'll, you know.
Yeah,
we'll sit around for an hour and tell stories about how much we love you and admire you and how great you are.
No, not that. I'm talking about let's have a...
Well, you're right. It's not your wake. It's
no,
your
not yet. Let's just just have chit-chat, have fun, eat cake. I don't know, you know. But anyway, so that actually was a bright side. That actually made me feel a little bit better. So I'm like, that's odd. I wonder why that...
Well, that's good because
why did that feel good? Why did that kind of take away some of that negativity? But it did, and I think it's because of like the connection that we try to have with our viewers, you know. And it's nice.
I think otherwise, I mean, even though it's not a big deal for you, I mean, it's a big deal, but it's not a terrible big deal for you.
Yeah.
I don't think you'd feel compelled to do anything if you weren't going to do a live. Probably.
No, nothing.
I think we would sit home and probably have cheat days.
Yeah, probably eat a lot of
cheat days
food.
And cheat nights.
Yeah.
Cheat mornings after.
But I think that would be a very nice way to kind of celebrate the 50th, like, you know, because. So I was happy about that one. So you're all invited. Please come.
Yes. Of course we'll post. But it's
a
regular Sunday at 6.
I'll post something to let you know about it. So.
Well, I'm content after this to go stir my coleslaw. Because
stir your coleslaw?
I looked up a copycat recipe for KFC's coleslaw, but we
okay.
didn't have like 3 of the ingredients, so I improvised.
Oh.
Yeah, when you don't have milk, you got to get creative and use other dairy products in their place.
Oh, okay.
So.
Well, you could. There's other things you can... We don't have milk?
Nope. We never have milk in the house.
Well, we have almond milk.
Unsweetened vanilla almond milk.
We have vanilla. I thought I got... Oh, I didn't know it was vanilla. It's not going to be good in coleslaw, probably. No,
you can't just willy-nilly make substitutions like that.
No, not with that.
So I'll do that. You brought some food home. That's a
I
high
did.
thing.
We had a working lunch today, and that was another thing. I had to work through lunch.
I hate working lunches. I think it's criminal when.
And we had a new person starting today too.
Mhm.
Like it was just work has been more like work these last few days.
Yeah.
But that's what it is.
I saw somebody write in a post on Facebook, and it's somewhere between thoughtless and very true. Like when COVID and lockdown and quarantine started, it was inconvenient, but there was a sense of like adventure to it.
Yeah.
You know,
There was.
It was. I mean, not for frontline folks, but there was some latent one for maybe the rest of us who weren't getting the seriousness of it at the beginning. Now it's just hard.
It's
Now-
all around.
Now it's just all around hard in varying degrees for varying people for
It
1,000
is.
different reasons.
It
But now
is.
it just feels kind of like hard.
It is.
Now I'm just working from home.
Yeah,
Trying
I
to
think
keep myself busy.
A lot of people are feeling this. Like every, you know, we thought we felt it last month. We thought we felt it the month before that. And I mean, we're really, you know, I mean, it is. Everybody is doing the best they can,
Yeah.
and I really hope that everybody's handling everything well. I started a new thing on Facebook.
Mhm.
People have been like kind of like writing in and stuff, like saying what they're doing, like to pass the time, kind of staying busy during quarantine and all that. And some of it is like, oh, we made the craft that you did on Mondays with Mark,
Yeah.
or we made Steven's cabbage recipe or something like that. So I've been what I want to do is every other day post those pictures and what everyone's doing.
We'll
We'll
be looking for the corn soup from yesterday.
Oh,
because
yeah.
I think I might have seen a few people say they were going to give it a whirl.
Oh yeah, you got
So-
to. The leaks make it so delicious.
It was good. It was good. I ate most of it. There might be one serving left, but I ate more of it.
It was
last
good.
night.
I liked it too.
Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, I did like it. And you could make it into a bisque if you add cream to it, but it was meant to be a little lighter, you know.
I'm lazy. I would throw a whole block of cream cheese in there and just
stir it.
until it melted, and then it's soup.
Heavy cream and like, let's see what that recipe. I would add some. If you wanted to make it into a bisque, I would add an entire cup, because we did 6 cups. I'd do 1 cup of heavy cream and then do about 4 ounces of cream cheese.
Mm-hmm.
Let that melt in there. It'll make it extremely rich and hearty.
Mm-hmm. I always add cream cheese to everything, like to meat sauce to make it blush sauce. I always add cream cheese to stuff. Never a bad time.
Yeah.
I was keto before it was cool. Just
Yeah.
straight cream cheese.
He was.
Of course, I put it on carbs, but anyway.
So I
that's-
like your hat.
Thank you. I like it too. It was a gift from a friend.
Yes, it was. It's very cool.
Actually, I'm shaving my head tonight. I can't stand it.
You are?
I fidget with my head when I'm anxious. One of the reasons, not the only reason, I mean, I have almost no hair, but I pick at my hair. I've always picked at my hair. Picked at bald patches before. Not enough that most people would notice when I had hair, but enough that people would notice the habit of me doing it.
Yeah.
So I usually shave my head. I've been picking at it today because I've been so anxious.
And
wired.
Again, other symptoms of
Not phobic,
underlying
like
things that are.
not phobic.
No,
but-
it's part of your
like I left the house. I did
um,
other stuff, but
nervousness, your
yeah,
anxiousness.
it's a
You go like
self-soothing
this.
sort
Yeah.
of thing.
Mhm.
It's like people who bite their nails.
Yeah.
So I got to shave it because I got to take away
I'm a teeth grinder.
that. So
I go.
take one last look
Like
at this because it won't be this is as blonde as what's left. So I'll
Then are we gonna dye it blonde again?
maybe, I don't know.
Mhm.
But it'll take me probably about a week and a half to grow enough hair back to do anything
Mhm.
with. So what's today? Tuesday. It'll be like next weekend
Mhm.
if I'm going to do anything to it. We'll see.
Yeah.
Plus my scalp could use a rest too.
Yeah.
But it'll be nice to reach up and feel nothing. If you've never shaved your head, you haven't lived. You really haven't.
I shaved my head once. I did.
Mm-hmm. It's a way to be. I gotta tell you, no muss, no fuss. You don't even need shampoo.
Mm-hmm.
You might need conditioner though, because your hair can get a little dry.
Yeah, I can.
So
But I'm off tomorrow. That's
Mhm.
a good thing. I still have Wednesdays off, which is nice.
Mm-hmm. That's good. So you'll be off.
Because it was like all the way home. I'm like, oh, I don't know if I can do it tomorrow. And I'm like, oh, wait, no, I'm off.
You don't
so
have to
that's
do it
good. I
tomorrow.
don't have to do it tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
and if I had to, I would have. But you try to toe the line of like, taking care of yourself
Mm-hmm.
and making sure that you're okay and taking care of your responsibilities.
Yeah.
And like, it's hard to determine when, because it would be very easy for me to say, I need a mental health day today to take care of myself, when in reality, I could do the day, you know, it's probably because I just don't want to go to work or whatever, you know. It's another thing to watch.
Yeah, when self-care and self-indulgence
is a very when you get caught up in your head like that.
I was doing it today. I was like, okay, 12:30 is on. I'm going to be done working. But then 20 after, you get the, you know, a text from the supervisor. Can you send me a report for all the clients you've seen over the last 12 months, fiscal year, this year to this year, and how their cases of...
And then I
can't pretend I didn't see it.
In our meeting today. Now, this is a good thing, but when it hit, I was overwhelmed at first. They're finally, we're going ahead with training for me. The first training that I wanted to do that I had just started when the pandemic hit, and then couldn't do it anymore. Now we have found other things, and today we're going forward with it. So it's all approved, it's ready to go. So we're going to start with an associate addiction counselor certification. And it ultimately made me feel better because it feels like, okay, now I'm doing something like to better myself, to do what I was hired for, But you should see, like, this is just the application for it. The workbooks
they're pretty big.
They're 3-ring binders, and they're like, there's 2 of them, and they're pretty big. And I didn't even go in to register yet or anything. I have to do that within the next 2 weeks. But I think they put it all into a 3-week course. Now, I'm not certain how I'm going to do that with work, but I don't think there's a start and end time to it. I think it's a series of webinars that coincide with live Zoom instructions.
Okay.
So you can do it at your own pace for the most part. So I think that's good too. Because I'm like 3 weeks, 8 to 4, 3 weeks in a row, like of studying and learning.
Mine was off.
I haven't been in school in so long, and so I started to get all freaked out, get into my head about it and all that, and thinking maybe I don't even want this job. Oh man, this isn't gonna work out. Oh my God, should I call Steve and figure out what I'm gonna do? Nothing had even started. Nothing had been signed. We were. So anyway. But now that we've discussed it, feels better, right?
Yeah.
Because that's what you got to do. Well, we should end on a positive note, because we always do.
Well,
you know, I don't have a magical pill or a magical answer for whenever you're feeling anxious or feeling any ways similar to the way we're feeling, you know. But I'm just going to revert back to positivity. You know, you just, as best as you can, stay positive.
I'll go with gratitude.
And gratitude.
We have a roof. We have food. We have 2 cats. Can't find either. One got sick during the middle of this.
He did.
God bless him.
It's definitely hairball season.
That was the cut that you guys saw earlier. And, you know, we're both employed during a time when it's hard to have jobs.
Well, that's our intention for the month. For the new moon video we did yesterday, the intention for the month was to remind ourselves on a daily basis of what we're grateful for, no matter how small or how large. You know, just remember, because, you know, we do have a lot to be grateful for, even in troublesome times. You know?
It'd be a lot harder to have no jobs to complain about.
It would be
much harder, you know.
So
I will, on that note, get working on this.
Okay.
And I don't know who I'm gonna watch tonight.
Watch?
I always put somebody up on YouTube when I'm doing editing. And
uploading when he does that, I usually go outside to the garden for a little bit.
Yeah, so usually that's I play with this. You go outside. Well, we'll see.
Yeah.
I don't know. I haven't caught up.
As long as it's not that blonde, we're not going there.
I have to promise I can turn off the news as long as I don't put on something stupid.
I'm a news watcher. I could have it in the back. Not that I sit and watch it all day, but I like it in the background. You know, I like.
But there's no news. 8 hours of hearing about
the same thing. It is. I know. I know.
Which bothers me as much as it did 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you all for watching.
Yeah.
Hope you have a good evening. We're going to try to make it a good one as well.
Yeah, we are.
Please do subscribe, hit the like button and the bell on your way out so you can get the alerts. You can follow Mark and I on Facebook at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on Instagram at SmokeySteveAndMarc, or on the Twitter. Our handle is at SmokeySteveA. Our email address and contact information is all listed down below. Thank you again, and we will catch up with you tomorrow.
Yes, we will. It's hump day tomorrow.
Hump day.
Definitely remember, everybody, please stay safe and stay well. But above all else, stay positive, all right? Definitely. And we're gonna do the same. Right?
We are.
We're gonna be positive.
Hell or high water, we're gonna be positive.
We're gonna be positive.
All
Damn
right.
it. Ciao, everybody. We'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.